The rain fell in soft silver sheets, blurring the cobblestone streets of a small coastal town in Nova Scotia, where the scent of salt and pine hung heavy in the air. What if one small act could change everything? A voice whispers over the scene as the camera pans to a young woman standing under a flickering street lamp clutching a tattered umbrella. Her name is Lila, a 28-year-old barista with chestnut curls plastered to her face, her hazel eyes reflecting a storm far fiercer than the one around her. In the first 10 seconds, the question lingers, tugging at the heart. What if a single choice could ripple beyond what we ever imagined? Lila's boots splash through puddles as she hurries toward the cafe, the neon open sign buzzing faintly, a beacon in the gray dawn. Inside, the aroma of fresh coffee and warm pastries wraps around her like a hug, but her hands tremble as she ties her apron. Today isn't just another shift, it's the day she might lose everything. The cafe, her second home, is on the brink of closing, and with it the fragile community she's built. Can you imagine the weight of that fear? Knowing the place where strangers became friends could vanish? Lila wipes down the counter, her movements mechanical, but her mind races. The cafe's owner, Mr Callahan, a gruff man with a heart as soft as his scones, had confided in her last night. "Bills are piling up, Lila," he'd said, his voice cracking. "If we don't get a miracle by week's end, we're done." The words echo as she glances at the mismatched chairs, the chalkboard menu scrawled with daily specials, the corner table where old Mrs. Patel knits every morning. This place isn't just a business, it's a haven for the lonely, the dreamers, the ones who need a warm cup and a kind word. Lila's chest tightens. She's poured her heart into this place since moving here 3 years ago, fleeing a life in Toronto that left her bruised and doubting herself. The cafe gave her purpose, but now it's slipping away and she feels powerless. Outside, the rain drums harder, mirroring her growing dread. As the morning unfolds, the bell above the door jingles, and in walks Jamie, a lanky teenager with a skateboard tucked under his arm, his hoodie soaked through. He's a regular, always ordering a hot chocolate he can barely afford, lingering to sketch in his battered notebook. Lila notices his hunched shoulders, the way he avoids her eyes. "Rough day?" she asks, sliding a steaming mug toward him. Jamie mumbles, "Got kicked out of my art class. Teacher says I'm wasting space." His voice is sharp, but Lila hears the hurt beneath it. She wants to say something profound, but the weight of her own worries chokes her. Instead, she slips an extra marshmallow into his drink. A small gesture, but his faint smile feels like a victory. That's the first act of kindness, so quiet you might miss it, yet it plants a seed. Have you ever noticed how the tiniest moments can shift someone's day? The cafe fills with its usual rhythm. Mrs. Patel's knitting needles click. A fisherman named Tom grumbles about the weather, and a young couple shares a blueberry muffin, their laughter bright against the gloom. But tension creeps in. Lila overhears Tom muttering about a local beach cleanup canceled due to funding cuts, the shoreline now littered with plastic and driftwood. It's a small town, and these issues, community spaces, the environment, hit hard. Lila's mind drifts to her own dreams of starting a community art program here, something to bring people together. But with the cafe's fate uncertain, those dreams feel like dust. Then, a stranger enters, shaking rain from his coat. He's older, with silver hair and a quiet intensity, introducing himself as Elias, a traveler passing through. His order is simple, black coffee, but his gaze lingers on the cafe's quirky decor. The handwritten notes pinned to a corkboard, the warmth of the space. "This place has soul," he says, and Lila's heart aches. If only soul could pay the bills. Midway through the story, the twist hits like a thunderclap. Lila finds an envelope tucked under a plate, unmarked, containing a handwritten note and a check for $10,000, made out to the cafe. The note reads, "For the heart of this town, keep it beating." Her breath catches. Could this be the miracle Mr. Callahan prayed for? But there's a catch. The check is unsigned. Without a signature, it's worthless, a cruel tease. Lila's hope crashes into confusion. Who left it? Why? She scans the room, but no one meets her eyes. The camera zooms in on her trembling hands, the rain outside roaring now, amplifying the stakes. This revelation shocks the audience. Salvation, so close yet out of reach. It's the kind of moment that makes you lean forward, desperate to know what happens next. Lila slips the note into her pocket, determined to find the sender, but doubt gnaws at her. What if it's a mistake, or worse, a prank? The tension builds as Lila navigates the day, her eyes darting to every customer. She questions Jamie, who shrugs, too absorbed in his sketches. Mrs. Patel, with her gentle smile, offers nothing but a cryptic, "Kindness finds a way." Elias, the traveler, lingers longer than expected, his quiet observations unnerving her. Meanwhile, the cafe's clock ticks toward closing time, each hour a reminder of the looming deadline. Lila's fear deepens, but so does her resolve. She starts listening more closely to the people around her, noticing things she's missed. Jamie's sketches aren't just doodles. They're vibrant murals, bursting with color, depicting the town's beaches and forests. When she compliments his work, his face lights up, and she impulsively offers him the cafe's back wall for a mural. "Really?" he asks, his voice trembling with hope. "Really?" Lila says, her own worries fading for a moment. That's the second act of kindness, born from seeing someone's potential when they couldn't. Can you feel the warmth of that moment when someone believes in you? As evening falls, the cafe glows under string lights, but the unsigned check burns a hole in Lila's pocket. She confides in Mr. Callahan, who's stunned but skeptical. "People don't just give money like that," he says, rubbing his tired eyes. Lila's about to agree when Elias approaches, his coffee long gone. "I overheard," he admits, his voice steady. "That check, it's mine." The room seems to still, the rain a distant hum. Elias explains, he's no ordinary traveler, but a retired philanthropist who spent years quietly supporting small-town businesses. He saw the cafe's magic, the way it binds people, the way Lila listens, the way Jamie's art came alive under her encouragement. But there's a condition. For the check to be signed, the cafe must commit to a community project, something to give back. "Kindness isn't just saving this place," Elias says. "It's what you do with it." This is the climax, where hope and responsibility collide. Lila's heart races. Could she turn this lifeline into something bigger? Lila doesn't hesitate. She gathers Jamie, Mrs. Patel, Tom, and the others, her voice shaking but clear. "This cafe isn't just ours, it's the town's. Let's make it a hub for art, for cleanups, for anyone who needs a home." The group erupts in ideas. Jamie's mural, a beach restoration project, free art classes for kids. The third act of kindness emerges as the community rallies, not just to save the cafe, but to transform it into a beacon of connection. Elias signs the check, his smile quiet but proud. The camera lingers on Lila's face, tears mixing with rain as she steps outside, the storm finally clearing. Stars peek through the clouds and the town feels alive with possibility. The conflict resolves not just with the cafe's survival, but with a vision of hope, empathy, and collective courage. A message that resonates whether you're in Nova Scotia, the UK, or anywhere else. As the music swells, the narrator's voice returns, soft but urgent. This is the power of kindness. One spark can light up a town, a heart, a world. So what's your spark? Hit that like button if Lila's story moved you. Drop a comment with your own story of kindness, and subscribe to join us for more tales that remind us what's possible. Don't miss our next video. Another story of hope is waiting. The screen fades to the cafe at sunrise, Jamie's mural taking shape on the wall, vibrant and bold. The final words linger. Kindness doesn't just change lives, it builds them. Stay tuned for our next story because hope is just getting started.